Vladimir, when you had a look at the results last night, what were you saying to your team?
Well, in our team, we were kind of not so satisfied with the result we had yesterday, but I think that in general we had a good play, a good game. Maybe some tough spots with we're playing so quickly, not thinking about the whole hands and the system of points, So after Slap night, I think we got the best thing out of it, and I know that we're gonna have a good strategy today and good game.
And in terms of this morning, how did you decide to play today, roughly?
Well, roughly I decided to play as similar as the day before, because I think that we play good, according to the points and to the system. But as I said before, just in few spots we made some mistakes, and if I keep the same style of play and without those mistakes, I think that we could get to the first six and hopefully to the first place.
And final question, how are you working as a team?
Well, we had some hard times because we don't know each other so well, But all the guys and the girls are the greats, and we speak about poker a lot here, and we're doing okay together, But we do not know each other from before, So that was a bit of a problem, but now everything is fine.
Juan, Spain were in 8th coming into the beginning of the day. What did you say to your team to make sure you make that top 6 today?
I just told them that they are adapting their game to this kind of event, because for all of them, Juan Maceiras has experience in this kind of events, but the rest is the first time. Then they are tournament player, cash game players, then it's like cash game, I think, more than a tournament. The strategy for this kind of event. Then I just told them, play your best poker. I think that's the best way.
Did you analyze any of the hands specifically?
No, I analyzed some of the results of the players. Just tell them you cannot lose your stack so many times and these kind of things. You have to be regular. I think that's the key. That's the strategy. Like if you are playing your own money, because there is the blinds are not increasing. It's ridiculous to try sometimes to steal blinds. You have to maximize the profit of your best hand, and to minimize the losses of your worst hands. That's the strategy.
Sure. I mean, you're saying be consistent, but at the same time, you need to push a bit harder today, no?
Don't think so, because there are a lot of hands, and the difference in points is not so. The lack is no big, and it's not. I think it's not necessary. I have seen another teams just pushing. I think it's a ridiculous strategy, because you are risking that any of the players call with a big hand, a premium hand, and you lose a lot of chips. They put the average. I do not agree with that strategy. I think you have to play your best poker. Don't are watching the screen each time. What's the position of my country? If you play your best poker, at the end you have been on the top.
Richard, Poland were in 7th coming into day 2, and that obviously is one place away from making that top 6. So what adjustments have you made to make sure that you have a place in that final 6?
Oh, we think that the good play will be okay, and we don't want to do any different acts, any different and strange acts today.
What have you been saying to your team last night?
Oh, last night was very sad, because we knows that we on the 10th place, and we have about 40 points to 6th place, so it was not funny. But now I think everything is on the good way to.
Going into session 4, have you said to everyone we need to start playing more aggressively?
I don't want my players to play most aggressively, because I expect that it will be a lot of teams try to do it, and it's very dangerous, I think.
Rolf, the Netherlands were in last place going into day 2. What adjustments did you... What adjustments did you have to make today?
Quite a few actually, because we thought we were doing quite well with our strategy, regular cash game strategy, and we found out looking at the data and also when talking things through that we probably should make a few, at least 2 or 3 more adjustments, and we did that.
Can I ask what those were?
Yeah, basically we noticed that we won too few of the small pots. We did win the big pots, which meant that after day 1 we had more points than we started with at the day before. So you could think that was a good thing, but the bad thing was we were down on the rankings, and it was because so many of the small pots we had like small minuses, and obviously we needed to have small pluses on those pots. So all adjustments were made with that in respect.
And how's your team getting on?
We're making a huge comeback, despite the fact that we're still lost. But at the beginning of the day, we were like 130 points behind to place 6. And now we're only 90 points behind to place 1. So even not only can we still qualify, we're still in it for first place.
Skirmas, did you know your position going into day 2, and how have you been analysing your results?
We knew that we between 7th and 9th after 1 day, and actually it was a good result, except the fact that 6 teams are qualifying for a World Championship, which is really our aim. But keeping in mind the people who are playing for our team and also experience we have in poker, I'm really happy that we're still in top 10, and it was really good. Of course, everybody wants to be in the top 6. And if talking about analyzing, we just review all the hands everybody has played, and the captain Vytautas, whom you talked before, he just made some suggestions for every player to keep in mind some strategic maybe things about limping, raising, free betting, and so on.
And was everyone conforming to that? Did everyone agree, or was there a bit of debate in the team?
It was a small debate, but as long as Vytautas is a really big, authority for everybody, so he's a professional, so everybody was just simply listening and trying to understand what is his role or her role on the table and how to act further.
Barney, Team UK started off very strong. It slid down the ranks a little bit. What's happened?
Well, partly there were some technical problems, and it meant that a table we'd done really well on in the first session, their scores had to be nulled out. That dropped us about 5 places. I think one of the things that's happened today is some teams who felt they were behind the action have been doing a lot of open shoving, and that's created a lot of high variance situations. And also people have kind of realised a lot that they shouldn't be leaving chips behind in pots, and so people have been making calls they wouldn't normally make, and sometimes that's been working out for them.
What have been the kind of things you've been discussing?
We've been running over hands. We've been talking about situations where it's right or wrong to leave chips behind in pots, where it's better just not to get involved. Just the maths of how the scoring system affects play. But these are things that we were on top of from the start. The thing is as well, but what we have to respond to is how other teams are dealing with the situation they find themselves in. I mean, although we've dropped quite a lot of spots, by the way, I don't think there's a lot of points involved in it. But I mean, personally, I'm kind of slightly on tilt because I've discovered from talking to my colleagues that there were several hands where I made correct laydowns where I would have got lucky, but I laid down ace jack of clubs before the flop against aces, and most people played it and made a flush. I laid down ace 10 against kings, and most people played it and made aces and tens. So I'm kind of like, and I'm sure, I think I did a few things probably wrong as well, but I kind of feel like if I'd been a little bit more trigger happy today, we might be up there. But you've got to play. In the long run, you trust that playing right is going to win the day.
Absolutely. And if you had to sum up your tactics now going into session 4, what's it going to be for Team UK?
We're not going to be wasting chips. When we play a hand, we're going to be playing it strong. we're going to know where the other players think they are in the league, and we're going to play them according to the strategy that we think they're playing. But most of all, we're going to do what these guys do best, which is play good poker.
Did Cyprus have to change its strategy at all from yesterday?
Yeah, we really had to change the strategy because, I mean, leaving from session 2, we found ourselves sitting in the 13th place, which was pretty bad. I mean, considering that after session 1, we were like 5th and then 8th. So we really dropped down to the list, so we really had to do something about that. And I mean, in session 2, we tried to play a bit more loose, aggressive, see more flops, and that didn't work out pretty well. So we changed back to being a little more tight in session 3. And I mean, I don't know the stats yet, but up to a point we were like 8th place, which means that it really worked what we're doing. So yeah.
So in this fourth session, can Cyprus claw back to make the top 6?
Top 6, yeah. I mean, if you can see the stats, I mean, position 8 to 5th, they're really pretty close. So it's just a couple of hands away. So I mean, yeah, that's a really big chance making the top 6. I believe we can really do it. Yeah, it's not.
So team spirit at the moment is high.
It's quite high. Yeah, I really think we can do it. Yeah, top 6.
Yes, but Denmark are climbing up the ladder this morning. What's changed in the team strategy?
Well, I don't know about the team strategy as such. I think when 4 of the 6 players come out and say that this was their best session so far, then that's obviously a good sign. I've made a few minor adjustments as far as making big overbet bets on the river, big overbet bluffs and value bets, because if you're losing maybe 1,500 or 2K chips, it doesn't really make that much of a difference if you lose the whole stack. So that adjustment, I think everyone's made that adjustment in our team, and that's helping us climb up, I think.
Do you think most teams will go into the fourth session very aggressively?
I think it depends a lot on where they're placed. I think the top teams are going to be quite conservative and just try to stay in the middle of the pack the whole way, which I would do as well. We're in that weird spot where I think we're 7th or 6th. We're in that range right now. So it's going to be touch and go. And this is where if we were able to communicate with each other, that would make a big difference to us knowing, are you doing well? Am I doing well? Kind of thing. But yeah, we'll take it as it goes. I mean, I think as long as we just try to play it as well as we can and keep improvising or keep doing the strategy that we're doing, I think we'll be fine.
And how's the team spirit been? What have you been talking about?
Team spirit is great. The only problem right now is most of my team is on tilt because I'm beating them in Chinese poker right now. So it's a little bit. There's a little bit of bad blood. But as far as the tournament's going, it's pretty good.
So a few games on the side as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Sebastian, France have consistently been in the lead. What has been your strategy?
The same last than yesterday. We won't play just our game, and we are not in the top before come here, so we won't just play our poker.
And did you have to make any adjustments from yesterday to today?
No, we want to continue to play like yesterday because that's work yesterday. So we hope it's continue today.
So the formula's right at the moment. And tell me about the team spirit and amongst the French team.
We are like that.
And you've played together before, or this is the first?
Yeah, we play. We have two group in the French team, so each other we know. So.
And the match poker format, how are you enjoying that?
The
format of the tournament, the match poker format, how are you enjoying that?
Yeah, we like this sort of game because for one time it's not money, it's important, but it's just the game. So it's still game. I like it. We like it.
Can France win this?
Sorry?
Can France win this?
Win this?
Yeah. Can they lead at the end of the day?
Yeah. Yeah, we will win. Yeah, we will win because we have no pressure. We are here just to play, to take a good moment. So we are happy to be here.